Dark Knights of Steel is a 12-issue miniseries written by Tom Taylor, which takes place in a medieval age. After a successful run with Deceased, Tom Taylor now represents sword and sorcery, king and kingdom in the DC universe. And in this Elseworld story, Bruce Wayne is a half Kryptonian, and his real father is Jor-El. Welcome to Comics Tube YouTube channel. In this video, we'll review Chapter 2 of Dark Knights of Steel. So, if you guys are new here, a sub to this channel would be highly appreciated. And also, turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. Let's see what happened in previous issue. The first page opens with Krypton, where we see some familiar incident of Jor-El and his wife Lara are watching their planet die from its core. Their main objective is to save their son's life. But the twist reveals as both Jor-El and Lara joined unborn Kal-El on his journey to Earth. Their spaceship lands into Earth's medieval age. Upon their arrival, they are captured by some soldiers and they quickly shot some arrows at the outsiders. But before those arrows can even hurt them, Jor-El's anger rushes through his eyes and he burned all the soldiers into a dust. As a baby's cry reaches to his ears, he turns his head to that direction and sees his newborn baby Kal-El. 19 years have passed. The elves have become a royal family now with a complete castle, and the protector of this kingdom is Dark Knight, aka Bruce Wayne. The Dark Knight heads to a nearby village where his Bat family tracks an assassin who is hired to kill Jor-El by the order of King Jefferson. When Bruce tries to interrogate about the assassination with the captured person, she reveals her true nature and screams right through her mouth. The intensity of that canary cry was so powerful that it shatters the building into pieces. But with such high intensity of sound wave, Bruce is still alive. Diana becomes shocked. She goes on to comment, "How are you still alive? Why are you not torn into pieces?" Bruce is also amazed by this situation. He replies, "I don't know." But that doesn't stop her. She continuously keeps the pressure on Bruce by screaming right into his ears. But before she could take away his life, Kal-El quickly gets between Diana and Bruce and grabs her mouth by his hand. Later in the castle, Jor-El asks Bruce about his disturbed appearance. With a concerned look, Bruce replies, "In today's confrontation with the Banshee, I should have killed. In the path of her destructive voice, I should have torn into pieces. Yet I live. I suspect that there is a dark magic within me. I believe I am cursed." But Jor-El replies, "You are not cursed. I am sorry you believed this. What Martha and I did was a mistake, but you are not a mistake. You are my son, Bruce." However, their conversation gets quickly interrupted as a glowing green arrow takes Jor-El's life in front of Bruce, which was thrown by none other than Oliver Queen. Now let's get back to the current chapter. As Jor-El is heartlessly assassinated by Oliver Queen, Bruce Wayne's hidden Kryptonian power gets triggered as rage tears from his eyes. He screams in pain and fires off a massive blast of heat vision through his eyes into the sky. As the sky becomes bright, both Kal-El and his mother heads to the origin of that light and sees Jor-El is lying dead on the ground. She cuddles her dead husband's body as she breaks into tears. Without wasting any time, Bruce quickly jumps off from the roof and heads to the hop forest to catch the assassin. As they ride towards their destination, an arrow quickly shows up towards Alfred, but before it can impale his head, Bruce quickly catches it with his bare hand. With a blink of an eye, Bruce quickly dashes at Green Arrow's direction and cuts off his arm with his sword. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Storms, Constantine tells Jefferson that Jor-El is dead, but I'm not sure it's a great idea. Being a prophecy, who knows what it actually meant? What if the situation is made worse by his death? The elves really doesn't seem that bad, but Jefferson believes the main culprits are the elves, and his goal is to protect his kingdom from the prophecies of these demons. Back in the castle of El, everyone is discussing about the upcoming danger. When Harley asks Bruce to help them, Kal-El screams, "It is not for Bruce to say. This is for our family to decide, and he is not one of us." Bruce gasps in sorrow and pain and goes on to comment, "I was supposed to protect them from King Jefferson. Perhaps war between our kingdom is inevitable." Meanwhile, in Amazon Island, Lois Lane shows up with the devastating news of the death of Jor-El. She tells this sad news to Jor-El's daughter, Zala Zor-El, who is supposed to be this Earth's Supergirl. Wonder Woman grabs her hand and kisses her to make her comfort. Zala leaves the place as tears come out from her eyes. In the night at Kingdom of Storms, King Jefferson hears a massive exploding sound. He quickly heads towards that direction and sees, in the air, Zala is holding his hand Jacob by the neck. Jefferson screams to put Jacob down, but Zala replies, "Yes, that's the idea, human," and she takes him more up into the air and throws him into the ground to death. With grief and anger, Jefferson throws a massive electric shockwave directly at her, but it doesn't even do a scratch on her. She replies with a wicked smile on her face, "It tickles," and she leaves the place. And right in that moment, the chapter 2 of Dark Knights of Steel come to a close. The whole story and the art by Yasmin Poetry gives a heavenly feel to this issue. Every character's emotions, their pains, their happiness are well drawn. Even I like the background scenarios of every panel. Just look at the beauty of this image. And also their costume designs are stunning and gorgeous. But it's also unclear who the bad guy is. Mainly we'll get some more glimpse of that in the upcoming chapter. So my final thought is, this is a fun, emotional and engaging story. If you have interest in fantasy worlds, then it is a must-have story for all DC fans. So, which part you like the most? Please comment down below. And please like, share and subscribe to this channel. I will see you guys soon.